The land assemblage language in this bill, it was clear there was a lot of sentiment on the floor, distress on both sides of the aisle with this expansion. Why is it
I don't consider it an expansion. We're not changing the overall cap in the program, and we're making other people eligible for it. I would say that if you're opposed to a program that one person is or one group is the only ones that are eligible for it, and then somebody offers a solution that other people could be eligible for it, but not changing the cap, you can't look at that as an expansion. I think it's just a matter of fairness. So I think there's no reason why the Bannister project that could bring Teva Pharmaceuticals and really redevelop an area that I grew up in, that I'm very familiar with, and I think it was a reasonable thing to do. And I would tell you that if it becomes law, no longer will you have one group eligible for distressed land assemblage. You'll have more than one, and we didn't change the overall cap.
But do you dispute that you have one developer who's already received $28 million in tax credits, in part because of interest payments he's making. You've now given him the ability to just service that debt in perpetuity and continue to claim tax credits, rather than the original deal he made with the legislature.
The overall cap has not changed, and by allowing somebody else to participate in it, it's a net loss to the gentleman you're referring to. And there's no other way you can make it. Because if no one else is qualified for it, he will be the only one that will be eligible to receive up to the $95 million cap.
The governor, though, specifically said he didn't want this being dealt with.
Well,
do you think it?
Listen, I'm not going to do everything the governor tells me to. And he doesn't do everything that I tell him to. And if he gets a jobs bill that has this in there and he wants to veto it because of it, that's going to be his decision. But we're going to run the legislative body the way we see fit, and he should run the executive branch the way he sees fit.
Why should taxpayers pay half the cost of somebody's land purchases and all their interest costs and not end up with an ownership interest?
Well, I mean, the reality is we passed distressed land assemblage, 3 or 4 years ago, and I would say that a lot of people, now I think it could transform the north side, and I think it could make a tremendous change. But I would say if you had the same vote now, you might come up with a different result. But the program's there. Nobody offered an amendment to get rid of it. And so what we did is we had language in there that would make more than one person eligible with not changing the cap, which I think is reasonable. I mean, we can disagree maybe on the merits, but that's where we're at. That's what we passed.